Hey YouTube, it's the Code Noob coming at you. And first of all, I apologize for the background noise. I got my washing machine going. But in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can create a nice third-person or first-person controller for your game with only a simple 4 lines of code. Nothing complicated. You don't have to use any external assets or anything like that. Just a simple 4 lines of code to achieve a nice, smooth third-person or first-person controller. And I think it's pretty easy. So there's no intro today. Stick around to the end of the video. I have a nice announcement to make. And it is related to our logo going bye-bye. Boom, boom, gone. And there's going to be a new one. Right, so that means a lot. And I'll tell you what that means at the end of the video. Also, a great thumbs up because we have made it in the 200 brackets for subscribers. It's not a lot, but it is 200 plus. So, hey, we haven't been there before, so we're there, and it's still a achievement. It is a great achievement, and I thank you guys for subscribing to keep the channel growing. And as you can tell by the logo, we are going even deeper into the educational department or in educational market. So I'll tell you more about that at the end of the video. Stick around and check that out. Anyways, let's get into the tutorial. I'll show you what I got set up so far. I just simply have a camera here kind of looking down on the player and a nice platform. This is my player. It's just a cube with another cube in front of it just to indicate which direction it's facing, because if it's just an empty cube like this, when it rotates, I wouldn't really know which direction. Where did my light go? When it rotates, I wouldn't really know which direction it's facing. There it is, it's back. So I just kind of added that there. So yeah, nothing going on here at all. So let's go ahead and start off with this one simple script. I'm just going to call it player movement, and double click on it to open it up here in Visual Studio. Alright, so with my Visual Studio opened up, I really don't need the collection or the collection generic. Get rid of that. Now I don't need to start. I can use update or I can use a fixed update. Fixed update is normally recommended when you're doing movement. What that simply means is that your frame rates will not skip based off lag or your computer performance. Fixed update makes sure that every rate of refresh is on time at the same time. So it creates a less jittery kind of movement, a very smooth movement. So I will change mine to fixed update. All right, so like I said, 4 lines of code. First line of code, guys, is just a variable that will control your movement speed. You can make yours private or public. I'm going to make mine a public float, and I will call mine move speed. I know that a 5.0 works best for me, so I'm going to go with a 5.0. If you make yours public and you set the value like this, just remember that you still got to set it in the inspector. Going public with it is a great option because then you can play with it in the inspector instead of hard coding it like I'm doing right now. But because this is a tutorial, I kind of tested it before I even started recording, and I found that 5.0 works best for me. I'll put my cursor in front of this variable here and just hit Control D with Visual Studio. It will copy that line, and when I'll go in here and I'll just change this from move speed to rot for rotation speed, and then I'll set this to 200.0. Again, I find that that number works for me, so that's why I'm hard coding it. All right, so now your third line of code is simply to start using these values with your transform. So to rotate the cube, we do a transform.rotation, or rotate, sorry, transform.rotate, which takes a vector 3, which in English, it takes three positions in 3D space, X, Y, and Z. So the first value of X will be 0. So we'll set X to 0. And then Y is where the rotation will happen. So we got to give it our input dot get axes. And we'll get all the horizontal axes that Unity is set up. So times that now by times dot delta time, and then times that again by our rotation speed, and then finally X, Y, and Z. Z is going forward, and we don't need that because this is all rotation. That's 3 lines of code. If we save, go back to Unity, we can test this right now. Click on my player, and this is the default stuff he should have, and just put the script on him. I'm getting a little stuffy, sorry. So now I should be able to rotate my player left and right. As you can see with the arrows, looks great. Back to the script. Finally, now for movement is very simple. You want to just use the transform.translate, one down here. Translate also takes that vector 3, which is the 3D coordinates in space X, Y, and Z. X will be 0, Y will be 0, and then Z is going forward, which means that is where we're gonna listen for that input dot get axes. And as you can guess, it is now the vertical keys, just like before, times that by delta time, time.delta time, and times that by our move speed variable that we set at the top, semicolon, finish off our line. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 lines of code that we made. Let's head back into Unity. Unity compiles, it's ready, and now if I hit play, of course these don't have any, there's no collision on those, they're just there. It's a gimmick, it's fake. Alright, looks great. The only thing is that the camera doesn't follow it. But our camera is actually in a pretty nice spot as it is right now. All you gotta do is parent your camera to the player, easy peasy, just like that. So the player is the parent, camera becomes a child of that. So wherever the parent goes, the child follows. And now if you play, you have a nice little controller here. The movement, the rotation speed actually could be a little slower because it looks like it kind of swings or flings it around. And then another thing you can do is put the rotation inside of a late update. That could be interesting. But that's it for the tutorial, guys. Hope you guys enjoy that quick 4-liner for your third-person or first-person controller. Now, if you're saying, well, hey, this is not a first-person controller, it's still a third-person, just remember, guys, it's all about your view. So all you would do then is straighten out your camera, guys, bring it down, and put it in front of your player, make it your player's eyes. Just, it's a perspective thing. All you gotta do is move that, and then here you are with your first person controller. The only difference between a first person and a third person controller, guys, is really mainly the perspective view. All right, so with that tutorial done, I'd like to announce that I am changing the YouTube name. The YouTube channel name is going to be changing, and this is actually the new logo. And what we're gonna do is, I'm in the middle of creating a company that will cater to homeschool children, because that number is rising And I mean, it's all for the right reasons. Parents are taking their kids' safety into their own hands because I mean, let's not ignore the fact that there's just tons of crazy school shootings and all kinds of shootings happening. And as a parent, I know for a fact that I care about my kids, and I feel like, okay, well, I'm just gonna teach them myself. And a lot of times, those parents don't know the things that their kids are interested in, so they don't know it enough to teach them. So what I'm providing here is a live, like almost like they're in class, a real live uh, code coaching um, service here. And the difference between the service here and buying like a course online is that the course, you buy it, you read through it, you follow the videos, and you hope that you get it, but you miss out on, first thing, the most important thing, the social aspect, and then you miss out on that real live person to be there when you're stuck. And so you take longer than you need to, and it might not even be what you're looking for, but you can't really say, okay, I want this done differently. You can't personalize it. And with my company here that we're looking that we're building, kids will be able to go through a series of curriculums, and then once they've completed that, they can come up with their own idea. So something that like they're really passionate about, and have that tutor or that mentor or that coach teach them and help them accomplish their own video game or website, whatever it is. But we're going to be teaching them how to make games, website. I think about 4 different languages. Well, actually, it'll be all the languages that I know to start off with, because I'm going to actually be the one teaching at first. So, because it's going to be, I'm the founder, basically. So I'm going to be doing everything myself until it starts actually being successful and I can hire some more people to help me out. But yeah, so we're going to be learning some JavaScript, some HTML, some Python, some Unity 3D like this, some Roblox. We're going to be building games, and it's going to be mainly just to solve the not the work at home, the homeschooling problem right now, because there are amazing parents out there that are homeschooling. You guys are just freaking amazing. And I want to give you a solution to helping you out with the technology and programming and building games, so you can provide that to your kids even though they're homeschooled. So even though it's the foundation of the company and the reason why it's even founded, that I even came up with it, the whole goal and mission statement is pertaining to homeschoolers. I will still be offering adult training and adult courses as well on there for about the same price. And of course, there's going to be some free trials so people can always test it out before actually diving into it. And the last announcement is about that 200 plus subscribers. I know I mentioned it earlier. I think I did. Maybe I didn't. But we've hit it. We've never had it before, so even though it might be small to some, it is big and huge, and a big thank you from me, the channel owner. I'd like to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. I love you guys. Thank you so much for subscribing. It really helps that you guys subscribe. So if you haven't already and you're watching this video, subscribe. It's just your way of saying thank you for what you shared with me today. Hitting that subscribe button helps us out on YouTube so more people can also get this material. And yeah, also leave a comment below for the next video, guys. You can literally tell me what is it that you're looking for that you haven't seen, that you like to learn about, and I'll make the video for you. That's a win-win. So leave that comment in the description below. It's the code. I will still be the coding noob, but the logo and the channel name will change from Code and Noob to something else, but I can't tell you that yet until everything is in place. All right, but this is what the logo looks like. Pretty nice, pretty slick. I created it just a few days ago. All right, guys. Code and Noob out. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.